This video is all you need to make perfect soft idlis and those crispy dosas. Today we are going to make idli dosa batter. So I am going to add 1 cup of urad dal. I am using whole urad dal and white urad dal. Next we have our idli rice. So I'm using idli rice and we use rice. Tamil Nadu people use rice. We just learned recently that some of the other state people use rava or idli rava or something along those lines. Our idli and dosas are made out of rice. So the rice that I'm using is specifically called idli rice. If you look at the rice itself, it is thicker and shorter. So I'm going to add about 3.5 cups of idli rice. In this same bowl, I'm going to add half a cup of poha. You can use any poha. I've got, I think, medium thick poha. So I'm adding half cup of poha to the idli rice bowl. So we have 1 cup of urad dal and about 4 cups of idli rice and poha. So next is we'll add, for this quantity I add about 1 tablespoon of fenugreek seeds. I don't exactly know why we need fenugreek seeds. My thinking is this gives color to your dosas. Now that we have measured everything, we will wash it and keep it aside to let it soak for at least 5-6 hours. It's been a good few hours since we soaked our dal and rice. Now I'm going to grind it. I'm using this grinder to grind it. If you're just starting out and you want to experiment, maybe you can try grinding it in mixie. I would try Indian mixie because I've tried using Ninja. It doesn't grind as fine as we would like. So if you have Indian mixie, try it in Indian mixie. If you don't have Indian mixie, if you just have NutriBullet or the sorts, you can definitely try that as well. All I'm trying to say is get into the habit of grinding using mixie first if you don't have a grinder. Now I have this grinder. This is a very old school style grinder. These days you get just one apparatus like that and you have a tap, so you don't have to struggle taking the batter out as well. And there's other style where you just tilt and everything falls on the bowl. So there's different variations available these days in the market. I've had this for years now. It's running well, so I'm just sitting with it. Another thing worth mentioning is we soaked our urad dal and rice separately because we would want to grind them also separately. The time it takes for the urad dal to grind is different to the time it takes for the rice to grind. Sometimes some urad dal will just produce a lot of quantity, like it will fluff and come up. If you feel like there's a lot of urad dal batter, you can take some out and use to make vada or something like that as well. So that's why we grind them separately. Also, when you're making this batter, I try to make it in a thicker consistency. That way you can just add some water for dosa and use the thicker batter for slightly thicker version of batter for idli. And when you're grinding urad dal, don't add a lot of water, because let's say there's a lot of urad dal batter that comes up. You want to take it out some for vadai. For vadai, you should have urad dal that is super thick in consistency. It should not have a lot of water. So I'm going to add just that much water. It's very less compared to the amount of dal we have. Close it and start. For our grinder, urad dal takes about 20-25 minutes to grind soft and fluffy. So our urad dal batter is ready. I'm going to take it out and then we will put fenugreek seeds first and then rice. I'll show you. Before that, let me show you the texture of urad dal batter. I had to adjust water just once in between. Now if you see, this is the consistency, or this is the texture you're after. It needs to be super smooth and you'll feel like it's fluffy. So now if you wet your hands, you can also like roll it and put it into vada, but we are not making this for vada. So the next thing we are putting is fenugreek seeds, as I said before, and I am adding all the water that I had it while I was soaking. You need to let the fenugreek seeds grind a bit. If you are going to add fenugreek seeds and rice together, sometimes fenugreek seeds doesn't grind as fine as rice, and you can see fenugreek seeds come in your idli or dosa. So add fenugreek seeds first and grind for maybe 10-15 minutes until you think it is like maybe 50-60% ground. And the other thing is, you don't have to wash your grinder vessel in between. Because we are going to mix everything anyway, you can just use the same thing for urad dal, fenugreek seeds and the rice poha mix, and then in the end you can just wash it. We'll let it grind for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we'll add rice into the same thing. Like, you don't have to take the fenugreek seed out, you have to add rice in the same thing. I am going to add rice to this. I'll show you how this looks. Now we are going to add the rice poha mix. So I've added all the rice and poha, and I've added a good amount of water as well. With the rice batter, it becomes very thick as it starts grinding. Sometimes the grinder may even stop if there's not enough water. You have to make sure you're adding enough water so it keeps spinning. I mean, if you're going to keep monitoring, you can always come and add water if you feel like it has become very thick. I've added good amount of water. I'm going to start, and then I'll be checking maybe every 10 minutes or so. This should take about 30 minutes and then we'll be done. So I think our rice and poha is also done. I'm going to take it out, and then we'll be adding some rock salt and add some water. Start the grinder for a bit, so all the sides from the batter from all the sides is going to come, and then we are going to mix both urad dal and rice batter. So I'll show you everything. How do we find out if the rice is done? So when you touch it, it feels very smooth, but not as smooth as the dal. Dal is fluffy and smooth. This one, you'll feel a little bit of grain, but overall you need to feel on the smoother side. That's how you would know it's done. Also, you can maybe just time box it. You can kind of grind it for like 30-35 minutes, or just to be safe 40 minutes, and then take it off. By that time it should be done. But yeah, experiment and see. It will take some time to, nail the consistency, nail the quantity and everything. A lot of it also depends on the quality of the dal you get. Some dal might, fluff and produce a lot of batter. Some other dal may not fluff up. So it really depends, and you will want to experiment it a couple of times. If your dal is of good quality, your idlis are going to, turn out very soft and like cotton. In Tamil, we say panju madri irukku or mallipu mari irukku. That's how we say in Tamil. Mallipu is jasmine flower, a specific kind that we get from my hometown, and they compare idlis to that. It's that soft and that tender. That's what they mean. But yeah, this comes with practice. You will want to do it for a few times. If idli is too hard, just make dosas. You can't go wrong with dosa. So here's the last step. We've taken the rice batter also out. I'm going to wash my hands with water I've added some salt, some water. I'll turn on the grinder for a few minutes. That way all the batter that's stuck on the side is going to come. We're going to add to this and we'll mix everything and split it into 2 different bowls. I'm going to add the urad dal batter also in the same bowl. I've added salt water in this. So we're going to mix everything. I've mixed everything in this. As you can see, here's a smooth batter and this is the consistency. I'm going to split this into 2 bowls and leave it on the counter overnight. So the reason we have put it in 2 bowls is we want it to ferment, and when it ferments, it increases in size. I'm sure it's not going to come out of it. It will just go up to there. This is from experience, but as I've said before, you can experiment. I'm going to leave it in the counter overnight and we'll come back tomorrow. We've let our idli and dosa batter sit on the counter overnight. It has fermented because I can start smelling a little bit of that sour smell, which means it has fermented. Let's check it out. A few things to note. Idlis turn out very well the day it ferments and possibly the next day. After that, I've realized that idlis don't turn out good. For me, dosa it turns out good. If you're making idli dosa batter, make idlis on the first day and possibly the second day. After that, just stick to dosa. Second thing is, don't be afraid to use your hands. The bacteria in your hands is what lets it ferment. At least that's what people say. Next, once your idli batter has fermented, even if it has half fermented, you can store it in an airtight container and keep it in the fridge. It should last about 5 days to a week, sometimes more than a week as well. But it depends on how sour it was before you put it in the fridge. You don't want it to kind of turn it into too sour before you put it in the fridge, because after that it will become even sour and you can't consume it. Lastly, it's summer in Sydney. This is your perfect time to try this batter. It's going to ferment and you're not going to have difficulties letting it ferment or anything. If you're going to have difficulties, let me know and I'll help you out. If it doesn't ferment at all, we'll use oven or Instapot and let it ferment. But this is perfect weather. Leave it on the counter. It's going to ferment for you.